Well, welcome to another edition of Gonagain, where we're still camped in the beautiful Sonoran Desert. The desert that's both dangerous and absolutely beautiful all at the same time. For those of you that have never been to a place like this, you may not understand the allure, the attraction. But once you spend time in the desert, you find that it starts to grow on you, and you'll come back over and over and over again. So we're going to get out and do a little exploring here, poking around, seeing what we can find, showing you what's around us, talking a little bit about the history, and just having fun. Welcome along.
We've also included in this video things that we've purchased in the past, have used, and really like, and would buy again.
It's just so beautiful out here at sunset. The colors and the cactus and just all the terrain here is just so incredible. I leave the hood up on the truck to try to discourage the mice from getting in there, and it seems to work. Although I forgot the solar-powered lights that I normally bring with me that I put under the hood at night. Maybe I'll pick up some at Harbor Freight next time I get into a city. Just enjoying my morning coffee, which we always make in these Stanley cups. We always make cowboy coffee. You know, boil the water, add the coffee, stir it down in about 3 times. Just, you don't have to add cold water, nothing like that. You just stir it down in, wait a couple minutes, stir it down in, wait a couple minutes, and then stir it down in and let it sit, and everything settles. We've been doing this for years. These Stanley pots, this one was the French press pot. It had a French press thing. We didn't like that because it takes too long to clean it out here in the desert where there's very little water. Anyways, this is just such a simple thing, and we just rinse it out and then wipe it out, and that's it. The thing is, though, that after years of use, the handle finally broke off the side. This just happened like 3 or 4 days ago. So I ordered a new one, and it's coming general delivery to the Ajo post office today. So looking forward to that. But I can't recommend it highly enough. Yeah, it took years of use before the little welds on here finally snapped loose and let go. But anyways, we like this, and it's a good way to make coffee too, cowboy coffee. Well, the Yamaha TW200 has been working out really well for Linda and I. We bought it because this was a small bike that we could both ride on. It has a 400-pound carrying capacity, and her and I combined come in at about 300 pounds, so that worked. And it's lightweight, fairly, relatively lightweight, so we can load it and unload it quite easily. It really works well. And I just wanted to show you some of the modifications that I did to it to personalize it a little bit. The way it comes from the factory is totally usable. But for one thing, the foot pegs it comes with are really short and they're really narrow, so I put these cast stainless steel ones on here, and they got a better grip, and they're wider. And then in front of it, I put on this shift lever here, which is longer, and it makes it so I can get my boot underneath it. I don't have a Asian foot, so I got big feet. Anyway, so I can get my boot underneath here easily. So I did those 2 mods. I raised the handlebars up a couple of inches. They would have been here, and then these extenders went on quite easily, and it raised the handlebars up by 2.5 or 3 inches. It just made the riding posture a little more relaxed for me. Probably the main thing I did was I modified it so I could put these saddlebags on. And it called for me installing this rack on both sides of the bike that saddlebags mount on. I did not want to go with a rear rack. It puts all the weight up high and makes the bike more unwieldy. Putting it low in saddlebags worked really well for me. And then these saddlebags, made by iParts Expert, They're, when I got them, I don't know about now, but they were relatively inexpensive. And there's some really expensive ones out there, and I got to looking at them, and it looks like the same bag to me. And these, I started using these on my e-bike, and now I've been using it on the TW here. I've made some, it's all dusty here, but I've made some pretty long trips with them. I use them constantly, and it's working out really well. And they go on really easy. I'm just doing it with one hand and one foot, and they just snap right on like that, and that's it. And the other thing I did was I put on these inexpensive hand guards, and they're really stout though, and they weren't as high priced as the others, but there's nothing wrong with these at all. I'll put links to all this stuff in the video description down below. One other thing that I changed, it comes with a really thin steel sheet metal skid plate on the bottom, and I put this really robust one on there because you are going to hit it if you're using it off-road at all. So this thing is really stout. I like it. Some guys make a big noise about changing the rear sprocket so it'll go faster down the highway. Why? It's an off-road bike with big fat tires on it. It's not designed for high speed anyway. Now this bike will easily do 55. I did a 100-mile round trip on this bike, camping on it, did an overnighter, and it was all on asphalt going down the roadway. You know, it just worked just fine. And the thing is though that it's geared so low in the first and second gear, it'll crawl over just about anything. Even with Linda and I both on it, it goes over really steep hills, steep inclines. Why would I want to change that? I don't know. So I didn't. It's just all stock, and I like it that way. I didn't invent this, but in case you haven't seen this, these are 1/2 inch by 10 inch lag bolts and with big flat washers on them. And it is so much easier. Oh, and just a inexpensive hammer drill from Amazon. I paid like 65 bucks for this. But this is so much easier than pounding stakes in. Especially when it's really rocky like it is here. It just found a way around that rock underneath it and just went right in. This is better. Now we've got a place to sit out of the chilly wind. The wind's got a bite to it. As for the clam shelter, it's been going for years. No damage whatsoever. It's been up in, well, we take it down when the wind gets above 20. But we've got caught out a couple of times where it's been torn from its pegs in the ground, and it never hurt it. You look cute in your helmet. Well, we're back in Ajo this morning, and we're heading up to the Cornelia mine, which was, or maybe still is, I don't know, the largest pit mine in the United States. Open pit mine. They're mining for copper. And the story goes that, you know, at first the Spaniards back in the 1700s were mining silver here, but later on they discovered rich veins of copper ore, and this became a major copper supplier to the United States. We're going to go up and take a look at that mine. I'm going to put the drone up, and I'm going to see what it looks like.
Well, we drove up to the Cornelia copper mine, and just on a motorcycle. And it's fenced off. We're up at the mine lookout and visitor center. However, it is closed. It's chained up. Gates are chained up. There is the mine down there. Rick's gonna get some drone shots of it, hopefully, so we can have a better look at it.
Hello, Ed. Hello, Pat.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
I just seen we're camped out here, out in the desert here a little bit, but I just seen that you guys were down to Mexico.
Yeah, we went down to Algodones.
Yeah, we get a signal when we come in here, and I was kind of getting caught up on my YouTube.
Yeah, that was just last week we did that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
good.
God, Ed, that's, and I couldn't think of, he goes, Linda! We watch you guys
It's
all the
awfully
time.
nice to. Oh, thank you guys for watching. We
Oh, yeah,
appreciate
we
it.
Love it.
Yeah, we
Love
enjoy
it.
everything you do. It's kind of what we kind of do. We just don't publicize it, but we do enjoy what you guys do.
Well, thank you.
I don't have the motorcycle no more. We went to this and had a Harley, and I seen you got it.
Yeah.
Harley,
What
and
did you have?
I had a Road King.
Yeah.
They're good. They're nice riding bike. They really are.
Yeah, they really are. Yeah.
Well, we'll let you guys get back.
Okay, you guys. Thank you for stopping. We really appreciate it. It's been awfully nice.
Glad we met you guys.
It's great to meet movie stars.
No, gosh, no.
There's the movie stars.
No, thanks for stopping. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Nice talking to you guys.
Nice talking to you guys. Well, we just stopped here to get Linda a snack before she passes out. Well, this is the Ajo Cemetery. It's not a neat, well-manicured lawn, but the graves are mighty colorful and everyone is well taken care of here. I don't think I've ever been in a cemetery that was this colorful. Can't imagine a prettier place to be put to rest, though. Well, the new coffee pot came in, coffee pot for us. This may look kind of familiar, although this is the new model. This is the Stanley Wayfarer, and you've probably seen something similar to this in the stores for a long time because it's got the two cups inside. But this is different because it's a quart size. And I noticed that on this particular unit, the handle is held on with very robust stainless steel rivets. That's never going to come apart there. So yeah, not only does this hold a quart, but the new cups are this nice green. They call it a slate green, and these hold 10 ounces instead of the original 8-ounce size that you got with the old unit. So yeah, this will work good. And it got a lid, and the lid is redesigned too. It's got this silicone grip here so you can't burn your fingers. And it's also got this pour through, so if like you've got pasta cooking in here, you can pour off the water. So that's a nice feature. The old one had that too though. So Another feature so that you can't accidentally fold the handle up while you're using it, this slides forward and locks the handle in place so you can't it can't fold up on you. It's nice. Anyways, I'll put a link to this in the video description in case you want to get one for yourself. I only paid, I think, 20 bucks for this. Well, thanks for coming along with us this week. We have more coming to you from the Sonoran Desert. We're not ready to go back to Montana yet. Too cold, too wet, too much snow. So we're sticking this out down here for a while longer. Good thing the desert is just such a wonderful place.
See you around.